Wix was the tool in which we used to create our websites on, where we displayed all of our final work for everything. Wix for me was very easy to get the hang of as we used it also for our AS Media. Some aspects of it had changed, but if anything gave me more creativity and was in fact easier to use. We benefited from its easy-to-use interface as it made integrating videos and images to the page simple. It became very useful as we made a variety of videos and took and used many images throughout our coursework. Simple features such as the rulers meant our work could be aligned and we could space the text and pictures out with the same amount of space or in the middle. The Apple Mac was what I used to hold and produce my work on throughout the year. This was useful as I also had an Apple Mac at home, and so the layout of the computer was easy for me to use. Both the Apple Mac at home and school both had large amounts of storage, and so could hold between them all of my work without having to worry about the storage getting full and slowing down the computer. However, I did also save all of my work to a memory stick just to be safe. I used the Mac for my research, planning, construction and evaluation stages, so it has been of great use, and without this essential piece of technology I would not have been able to complete my work. As I said, I used a 32 gig memory stick, whereby I saved all my work. For example, for question 1, I had all of my clips saved to my desktop of my Mac, but also in a folder in my memory stick. My memory stick was also very handy throughout the duration of my coursework. For our final cut we used two main cameras, of which was the Canon and the Nikon. The Canon Alex brought along and the Nikon Josh brought along to filming. We felt that if all three of us were filming we would get in each other's way, which ended up happening when we filmed our rough cut. So for this reason we decided that the boys would film and I would direct, as the directing role was just as important, and this allowed for me to see what angles needed shooting at, to sort the music and lyrics out, while also telling the band what to do. By having a variety of cameras and access to different lenses led to a variety of shots and more creativity in the shooting of the video. This was beneficial when it came to editing the video, as it allowed for quicker cuts around the same focus area, generating movement within the video and reducing the need to stick to the same shot for more than a few seconds. I did, however, use a Nikon camera from school for my research for target audience. Each of us in our group had a personal preference of what they preferred editing footage on. The boys preferred using Premiere Pro as they found it easier to use. However, for me, I did not really get along with Premiere Pro, and so iMovie was my best friend when it came to editing footage. I used iMovie to put together our rough cut feedback video, our target audience videos, my evaluation questions, and I also used it to put my magazine advert construction in to speed it up and add music to it. iMovie was so helpful for me, and to me was easy to use, and is a great piece of technology for anyone editing footage together. The use of the speed tool and split clip in order to delete parts of the footage was very useful when I had rubbish that needed cropping out. YouTube and Vimeo were vital for me, as they were the places in which we could upload the videos we made, and for then people to see what we had made. We use YouTube and Vimeo throughout as part of our research, planning, construction and evaluation, as well as for our rough and final cut. Both websites have their own benefits. YouTube being a very open platform with a wide selection of videos and genres, meaning any uploaded work wouldn't be out of place. Whereas Vimeo is a more selective platform generally used by professional filmmakers due to the like-mindedness of users, with a lot of creative videos being uploaded to Vimeo. I personally use YouTube more as I had an account for it and found it easier to use. However, I know Josh found Vimeo much quicker and easier to use. Vimeo was, however, helpful for me when I was at school, as we couldn't upload from their computers to YouTube, so if I had finished work ready to be uploaded, I used Vimeo. Prezi is an interesting tool for making engaging and creative presentations. It is useful when wanting to present information in a different way to than just written out. It allows you to zoom in and out of each information box, which creates interaction and movement for the reader, which makes reading the information more fun and engaging. Overall, Prezi is a more creative tool than, say, PowerPoint, and is accessible regardless of the computer you use and where you're accessing it. Photoshop is one of the most widely used pieces of photo editing and manipulation software due to its flexibility and variety of tools. We use Photoshop mainly in the production of our ancillary tasks, as it was needed to format and create the design for the CD casing as well as the CD itself. The ability to make shapes was very convenient for creating the CD design, as we created the basic circular shape on which the design was placed. We also edited our image of the band in Photoshop, and Josh messed around until we got the look we wanted. From this we could then make our magazine advert where we used the same image from our CD. Again, overall, Photoshop was another favourite of our groups, and due to its range of tools it had to offer, we was able to make final pieces we loved and to a high standard. The GoPro is an action camera used a lot in sports, as it is perfect for capturing high-intensity sports such as surfing, mountain biking and other sports such as skydiving. We used the GoPro mainly for filming Sam, our drummer. We attached it to the drum kit and got all of our shots of him from that. We also attached it to the end of Nathan's guitar and filmed down his guitar, and attached it to Aaron, our lead singer, his microphone, to get close-ups of him singing whilst keeping all of him in the shot. I use the technology of QuickTime to screen record all of my evidence for my evaluation questions. QuickTime is useful as it allows you to record sections of the screen or the whole screen, and is helpful when you are trying to show evidence as I wanted to. Alongside this, screen grab was handy, as you could screen grab either parts of or the whole screen to again show evidence. My Mac at home did not have Word but had an alternative version known as Pages. It is pretty much exactly the same as Word, and I use it to write my evaluation questions on and to create our call sheet for our planning section for the music video. I use my iPhone 6 for taking images to show evidence for filming and also for band member profile. It was handy as, because I always had it on me, and despite it being tiny compared to a camera, its actual camera was actually quite good for what I wanted. I also used it for the feedback for our magazine advert. I wanted to choose a different form of media, and nowadays texting is an everyday part of life, and so I thought it would be quite cool to incorporate this into our media. I sent my friends and family the image of the advert and asked them to write me a paragraph, and then I screenshot their answers and uploaded them to Wix. This was a different, interesting and creative way of showing feedback and work. Overall, as you can see, our group has used a variety of technologies that have helped us in creating our A2 media coursework.